To get a look at what $20,000 in damages looks like, take a look at what was left behind from the fire that Jabari Jones allegedly set back on March 8th. As you can see right here, the scorch marks go all the way up to the top of the building, completely burning away all of the paneling here. Now, court documents say this is $20,000 worth of damage, but a shop owner that we spoke to said it's going to cost a lot more for him to get his business back up and running again. It's been over a week since a fire was set in the back of Tacoma's Freighthouse Station. But inside,
they said it's estimated at $20,000.
Robin Clark is still counting the costs of the fire's damage to his escape room business.
We're sitting at $78,400.
The fire was set in the early morning hours of March 8th and was one of two fires that Tacoma Fire responded to that morning. The other was just a block away at the abandoned Cutting Edge Meats building on East 26th Street. Clark says he's glad the fire department responded so quickly and avoided the worst-case scenario.
Kudos to the fire department. This is a 114-year-old building made of wood. If they hadn't been as expedient as they have been, this whole building could have been a loss.
The state versus Jabari Ahkiel Jones.
Now Jabari Jones is being held responsible. Court documents say video surveillance footage shows someone matching Jones's description at the building at the time the fire was ignited. Tacoma police say officers arrested Jones Tuesday after someone recognized him from a Crime Stoppers bulletin that was put out last Thursday. And in court, the judge set bail at $200,000. Wendy Haddow of the Tacoma Police Department says having a program like Crime Stoppers is really helpful in getting the word out about potential suspects.
Tips come in from, states away where people say, you know what, I recognize this person and this is who I think it is. And then detectives work all those leads, and very often that will lead to an arrest and a conviction.
Although Clark says he's glad someone was caught,
this room was actually all hosed down.
He's now forced to stumble through the dark.
You can still smell it.
Counting what was lost.
I don't know how I'm going to restore that.
And hoping he can find a way to make his business whole again.
We finally made it back into the black where we actually had a positive bank account. And then this, doing the inventory and everything, being almost $80,000 in damages right now. It's been like a knockdown again.
Jones is under investigation for another fire, this one taking place in July of 2021. Tacoma police detectives say that fire happened on MLK Way, but because it happened during COVID restrictions, they weren't able to ask Jones about it when he was in custody for something else. Now, the Cutting Edge Meats building fire is also still under investigation. No word yet on whether or not it was intentionally set. In Tacoma, Lionel Donovan, King 5 News.